Ever wonder if she talks about you? You're not around, spoiler alert. If she does, there are signs. And I'm about to break down the exact ones that tell you when you're the topic of her group chats and brunch dates. In this video, I'll reveal 9 crystal clear signals that prove you're on her mind, whether she's name dropping you to friends or reliving every moment you've shared. These aren't just guesses. They're backed by psychology and real-world examples. Stick with me, because if you've ever questioned what she really thinks about you, these signs will give you the answers you've been waiting for. Let's dive into the first one. Frequent mentions in group settings. Ever been told, "Oh, she was talking about you the other day"? That's not just random chatter. That's your name living rent-free in her head. When a woman frequently brings you up in group even settings, when it's unrelated to the topic, she's signaling you're more than a fleeting thought. It's like your name becomes the seasoning she sprinkles into every conversation. Think about it. If she mentions your killer playlist when her friends are discussing road trips, or laughs about that dumb joke you cracked weeks ago, in front of everyone, she's suddenly threatening you into the narrative of her life. Psychology tells us that people talk about what's on their minds the most, and buddy, if that's you, she's advertising her interest without even realizing it. Picture this: she's at brunch with her girlfriends, mimosa in hand, and someone mentions their boss's bad jokes. Suddenly, she says, "That reminds me of something you said." Boom. You're the unsolicited star of her weekend catch-up. Coincidence? Absolutely not. 2. Positive framing. You're the hero of her stories. But wait, there's more. Not only is she mentioning you, but listen to how she's describing you. If you're coming across like a Nobel Prize-winning, puppy-saving stand-up comedian, she's putting you on a pedestal. Positive framing is a psychological trick we all use to highlight what we admire. In her case, you're her prime example of "this guy is different." Here's how it plays out. Maybe she's telling her friend about a rough day, but slips in, "He always knows how to make me laugh when I'm stressed." That's not just a casual comment. It's her broadcasting that you're a source of comfort, laughter, and, dare I say, potential boyfriend material. Let's keep it real though. Positive framing can be subtle, but it's incredibly revealing. She's not out here making a PowerPoint presentation about your greatness. Unless she's next level, it's the small things. Telling her bestie about the thoughtful way you remembered her favorite coffee order, or how you have this magnetic energy when you walk into a room. Women talk about the people who impress them, and if she's painting you as a star in her stories, you're the lead role in her mental rom-com. Curious to know how this builds? Keep watching, because the next sign digs even deeper into how she's inserting your name like a lyric on repeat. 3 subtle name drops. Here's where things get juicy. If she's name dropping you into conversations, especially when there's no need, you're the guy she's orbiting around. It's not about clout, it's about connection. Psychologists call this referential behavior, the act of linking one's experiences back to a significant figure. And right now, that significant figure is you. Imagine she's out with friends and someone's talking about their workout routine. Out of nowhere, she chimes in with, "Michael does CrossFit. He's always talking about this crazy rope thing. Did anyone ask?" Nope. But there, you are name dropped into the scene like the main character you are. Subtle name drops are her way of keeping you in the conversation, even if it's just her subconscious doing the heavy lifting. She's weaving you into the social fabric of her life. And if her friends are starting to recognize your name before they've met you, congratulations. You're officially a topic. But here's the kicker. What happens when she's not just saying your name, but throwing in how others perceive you? That's where it gets next level. Keep watching for sign number 4. 4. Third-party feedback. You're the talk of her circle. This is when the game goes meta. If she's sharing what other people think about you, she's collecting a mini fan club on your behalf. Think of it as her running a focus group, except the product is you. This behavior, often rooted in social validation, shows that she's subtly seeking confirmation from others about her interest in you. For instance, maybe she tells you, "My friend said you have the coolest sense of style," or "my co-worker thought your story at the party was hilarious. That's not just harmless conversation. It's a test balloon. She's gauging your reaction while making it clear that you're making waves in her circle. And let's be honest, her friends are only noticing you because she's put you on their radar. Picture this. You're at a group dinner and her friend says, "Oh, so you are the guy she was telling us about." If that doesn't make your night, you're probably made of stone. That's the ultimate breadcrumb trail leading to her interest. Now, if you're still with me, the next sign will expose how her enthusiasm isn't just social. It's written all over her face. Stay tuned. 5. Excitement and tone. Her voice tells the story. Have you ever noticed how someone's voice changes when they talk about something or someone they're excited about? This isn't random. It's called effective prosody. The subtle emotional undertones in our speech. If her voice gets lighter, faster, or more animated when mentioning that's a surefire sign you've got her attention. Big time. Here's how it looks in real life. She's telling her friends how you accidentally spilled coffee during lunch on paper. This sounds mundane, but in her retelling, it's suddenly hilarious, adorable, and a whole cinematic masterpiece. She's reliving the moment, with her tone doing all the heavy lifting. Think of her tone as a lie detector test for interest. People can fake a lot, but the excitement in their voice, that's hard to fake. If her words sparkle when she's talking about you, you're probably the most interesting thing in her week. But excitement alone isn't the full picture. Sometimes it's the consistency of what she says that reveals the truth. Let's dive into sign 6. 6. Validation through stories. The replays never stop. She's bringing up things you've done or said repeatedly. It's a sign you're playing on a mental loop. This happens because humans are wired to reinforce emotional connections by revisiting experiences that left a mark. It's like her brain said, let's hit replay on that scene with Brian. For example, let's say you once helped her parallel park her car. No big deal, right? But then a week later, she's telling her friend, he's so patient, he guided me through the tightest spot. Another week passes and her coworker hears the same story. At this point, she's not just recounting events. She's marketing you like the world's best infomercial. What makes this so revealing is the subtle emotional investment behind it. When she relives these moments, she's not just telling a story. She's reinforcing why you matter to her. But let's not stop at stories. Up next is something even more personal. The way her body responds to your name. 8. Relayed compliments. Her friends are clued in. When she starts sharing compliments others have given you, it's not just flattery. It's strategic. By repeating what her friends or family say about you, she's giving her feelings the social stamp of approval. This taps into what psychologists call social proof. The idea that we value opinions more when they're echoed by others. Imagine this scenario. She says, "My sister thought you were super funny at dinner," or "My best friend couldn't stop talking about how cool your job sounds." It's not just about the compliments themselves. It's about her choosing to share them with you. It's her way of saying, see, I'm not the only one who thinks you're great. This move is also tactical because it allows her to gauge your reaction. If you smile or respond positively, she knows her feelings are in safe territory. It's a feedback loop that keeps her invested in the idea of you. But what happens when she's not just talking about you, but actively seeking you out in her daily life? That's where sign 9 wraps it all up. 9. Subtle integration. You're in her worldview. The ultimate telltale sign is when you're not just a part of her conversations. You're a part of her daily perspective. She's integrating you into her life, even when it's not necessary or expected. This could be her referencing your habits, interests, or advice in ways that suggest you've left a mark on how she sees the world. Here's an example. She starts using phrases you frequently say, adopts your taste in music, or remembers tiny details about your preferences. Maybe she tells her co-worker, I was going to skip breakfast, but Jason always says how important it is, so I grabbed something quick. You've gone from being someone she likes to being someone who influences her decisions. This level of integration goes beyond casual interest. It's psychological imprinting at its finest. You're not just a guy she talks about. You're shaping how she navigates her day to day. If you're noticing these signs, congratulations. You're not just a passing thought. You're a lasting presence. If you've spotted any of these signs, hit the like button and let me know in the comments. What's the most obvious way someone's shown they couldn't stop talking about you? Or maybe you're watching this because you hope she talks about you. Be honest, are you the guy who stands out or the one who's easily forgotten?